Why do single mothers hate their children?
I don't think they hate their children. I think they hate the person they made the child with.
Let's have a question for you. Why do single mothers hate their children?
Oh my God.
Because they're misogynistic. You know, they have that internalized misogyny, especially when they have daughters. You know how like black moms make their daughters work in the house all the time and don't do anything to their. It's because like they might be jealous of their daughters too. There's a lot of stuff. And with their sons, like they see that man they had a baby with in their son. So then they're like, you remind me of that man who left me. So I hate you.
So the mom hates the child because she hates the man.
Exactly.
Okay. So don't you think when a woman gets with a man, she should stick with him the whole way through instead of leaving him after she had the kid with him?
No, if it's in a bad, like if the dude isn't a good father in the first place, like you shouldn't leave him with those kids. Like, you know, people who get divorced, when they stay together for the kids, like the kids are gonna have a miserable life anyways. This is kind of like a lose-lose situation because your mom hates you, but your dad isn't a good person either.
But isn't that the mom's fault for choosing that guy? Because she saw the signs in the beginning, but then she still chose to have a kid with him. What sense does that make? Why did they leave the man that they originally had the kid with?
I don't know.
You don't know? Ma'am, I need your answers. I need you to help me out.
I don't know. I'm not a single mama.
But isn't that the mom's fault for choosing that guy? Because she saw the signs in the beginning, but then she still chose to have a kid with him. What sense does that make?
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has a reason behind their decisions. Really, everybody's to blame in the situation but the kids. If you think that guy is a good guy, like you guys have been dating for a few years and you decide to have children with him, but then you see that he's not a good father and then you leave him, how is that your fault? Because you didn't know.
But you can tell what a good father is going to be in the beginning. So if you stay with him for 2 years and then have a kid with him and then decide to leave, that's the mom's fault.
Can you really tell? The dude can be acting like he's gonna be this good father, this stand-up guy, or he can be like, oh, I'm gonna step up for my kids, like, don't worry, I'm gonna do this and that for you. Like, how is it her fault for believing him?
The guy who she's with, he's going to display signs of who he actually is. So you'll be able to tell that he's a good father before you even have the kid. Most women in general don't pay attention to the little signs, so this is why you guys get effed over.
Well, like, why are you blaming the woman? Like, we should be thinking about the guy. This guy is manipulating her. This guy is lying to her. Like, why are you blaming the woman for believing him? That's like, if you're in an abusive situation, that's like blaming the victim. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah, but I mean, like, a lot of women, they go for the quote-unquote bad guys, and then when the bad guy does them dirty, now you're out here complaining about it. Like, you chose him, so it's your fault. Why do single mothers hate their children?
I don't think they hate their children. I think they hate the person they made the child with. Just
But-
replicated through the child.
I have a better question for you. Do you think single mothers love themselves more or their child more?
They will always love their child more, 100%.
Do you think so?
Yeah, of
So
course.
if they love their child more, wouldn't they stay with that kid's father?
No, them being with the father has nothing to do with the child. The father can be in the child's life. The parent don't have to be together, though.
But don't you know that most kids come out better when there's a two-parent household?
It's probably true, but it's still more effective if you still have a father figure in your life.
A lot of parents, even if they're not on terms together, they'll still stay together because they know it's better for that child to see an example of mommy and daddy being cordial.
Yeah. But it also trails down from their experiences. If they had both parents in their life, then they see a different view. But ultimately, it's like we said, it's more important to have both parents active than not active. I still don't think that the mom hates their child. I don't think that's ever possible.
But I mean, if she really loved her child more than herself, most times women leave the man because they're not happy in that relationship. So you should put your happiness aside and care about what is best for that child.
100%, of course. Because that's your, not only is that your child, but like that's your future. Right? It's gonna risen off of you, so you want to make sure your child's happy, your child's safe, and that's your main priority.
You said the original question was why would she leave him? If she chose him, then she saw he was like a bad man, then she left. Like, she fixed her mistake. She can't leave the kid in that bad situation, no matter how it started.
Women who don't have kids should definitely peep the signs of if a guy is good or not before you have a kid with him, instead of staying with him, having a kid, and then after you have the kid, then you want to leave. That makes zero sense.
Life doesn't always make sense. Like, you make a bad decision, okay. If you realize it's fine, like, you just have to, like, put the kid first.
I feel like too many women are making the same mistake. So you're saying it's just because, oh, they just messed up. But thousands of women keep doing this. That's why there's so many single mothers out here.
It's just like a part of life, basically. Like,
It's a part of life.
yeah, like, there's going to be different type of people, different situations. Like, if you're a single mother, it's fine. Like, as long as you're, like, happy, your kid is happy, and you, like, have a plan.
From the data, it shows that kids that grow up with both parents there, they grow up better and they grow up like more mentally there. The crime and things like that come from the kids who grew up in a single mother household.
feel like it doesn't always work out. Like, you can't always stay with the man you originally planned on staying with. It doesn't work like that.
Do you think men should get married nowadays?
Marriage is more of a contract thing.
Right.
It's what about what you bring to the table? It's just a norm, like something you have to do. It's like, all right, it's a contract. Are you going to be able to keep up your end just like a regular job? Like, if you can't keep up on your job, don't do it. If you're not going to be able to be 100% in a marriage, don't get married.
Wouldn't you rather have like a single mother than a dad that doesn't care, a dad that's never there? Like, you're trying to rely on your dad for all these things. And children with absent fathers, like, that's because their mom felt like a two-person household was better than being a single mom when it actually isn't. Like, saying you're going to stay together for the kids, or I want my kids to have a two-person household, if that person isn't going to step up or do their job as a father, then like, what's the point?
If he's saying, I'm going to stay here because of the kids, isn't he inherently doing his job? If he's staying and keeping that together for the kids, that's his intention, to be there for the kids. So that's why he's staying. He doesn't care about the woman because she don't mean nothing no more.
Just staying there isn't enough though. Like, fathers have so many jobs that they have to do. They have to show up for their kid. They have to do all these things for their kid. And if they're not willing to do that and they're just like, oh, me being here as a father is enough, saying I'm your father is enough, it's not.
But what father sits there and doesn't do anything?
A lot of fathers, like a lot of people have problems and don't have relationships with their parents because they weren't stepping up or doing their job. Being a parent is really difficult. Just saying you're going to be their father, like, there are so many other things, so many other factors, so many things that can happen to your child. And if you don't respond in the right way, or something, like something bad can happen to your kid and then you don't respond in the right way and then your kid has trauma from that. Like, there are so many factors to being a father that just saying, I'm your father, I'm here, isn't enough.
Why do most single mothers hate their children?
Their attitude.
Do single mothers like themselves more or their children more?
Both.
You think both?
Yes. Because
Why?
why would you like your child?
Because if she really liked that child, then when she had stayed with the man, because when there's two parents, that child is going to be more secure.
Well, yeah.
So why do they always leave the man for?
The toxicness. Like, part of the household, part toxic.
Why would you have a kid with a man that's going to be toxic towards you?
I don't really know.
Exactly. Aren't they like messing up by having a kid with somebody that they're going to argue with, be toxic with, and things like this?
Well, yeah.
And most time when a guy leaves, he's leaving because he doesn't like that woman, not because of the child. When a woman leaves the man, she leaves, oh, I'm not happy anymore, I'm going to leave now. And I feel like after you have that child, especially after marriage, when you put those vows down, till death do us part, you should stick there till death does you part. But most women are worried about the wedding ceremony instead of the actual marriage itself.
What do you mean?
When a woman gets married, she cares about the wedding ceremony. So like her dressing up, the guy putting on the ring. But then when they're actually married, she just expects to be happy the whole marriage. And if she's not happy, then she gets a divorce. Why do women do that?
Marriage is like an entirely different dynamic. People don't realize that assuming the marriage is going to be exactly like the relationship. Like, she could have been happy for those 3-5 years that they were dating. But then as soon as they get married, she's like, actually, I don't want to be with this person. Like, if you're in a bad situation where you're not happy in your relationship, when you're not happy in your marriage, staying there isn't going to do anything. It's just going to make you continue to be unhappy. And then when you add kids to the equation, it's not magically going to make you happy. And it's just going to be worse for those kids. Like, you're always going to be arguing. Your children aren't going to be able to see like their parents being in love. Your children aren't going to know what love is really supposed to look like because their parents don't have that example.
So is your advice to men should not get married anymore?
I didn't say that.
That's what you're basically saying, though.
I didn't say that.
Because you're saying when a woman, after 3 to 5 years of me being with you, then I propose to you and get married to you, you can leave anytime you want just because you're not happy. So why would I even marry you and go through all that heartbreak and everything like that?
You're separating it like gender-wise. I'm talking about in general. Like, if a man wants to leave a woman because he's not happy in the relationship, he can do that.
But most times men don't leave because they're not happy.
But they can. Like, if men to choose to stay in that relationship because they're not happy, that's their fault then. You're choosing to stay in that relationship knowing that you're not happy, knowing that divorce is an option, and you're not doing that. Like, whose fault is that? It's not the woman's fault.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Are you still dating him right now?
No.
Did you break up with him? Exactly. So on average, women are the ones who leave the man. Why did you leave these men?
Why did I leave my last boyfriend?
Yeah.
I mean, it's because like we were arguing every day and I didn't see a point in being in a relationship when we were always arguing.